there.
Yep. So with 5 unanswered goals in the fourth there, what was the difference other than Zach Mans?
he was a big factor. Well, we just started to execute better, and I think our depth overall was important to us because we played, not only Nazo on the faceoffs, but we played 9 guys out the back door, and they kind of cut it down to 5 or 6. And I thought we had a lot more energy. I mean, let's be honest, we were not good on offense for almost 3 quarters, and even Manzi, who basically carried us to a win, he didn't even have a shot on goal, I don't think, until he finally scored, and it was kind of a little bit of a flogger. It kind of got him going, and then, he's just such a dynamic athlete, and you get the ball in the stick when it's crunch time, and he did the job for us. And overall, I thought that, we could see it in the fourth quarter and overtime. We had more energy. They were tired. They were tired on D, they were tired on offense, and we were, I thought we were the better team in the latter part, but we certainly weren't great for almost 3 quarters, especially on offense.
How much of a challenge is it playing a team that has a size advantage like Halifax does?
Nah, you know what? We like to think we have the quickness and speed advantage. They're a big club, but the other thing too is offensively, and this is something we need to talk about because and address is that we didn't play last week. And that's a factor, and you could tell. We weren't sharp. We dropped passes. We didn't shoot the ball well. We missed the net on really good looks. Our execution timing was a little bit off, and then as the game went on, we got better. And it's not only Manzi, but the whole group especially after Robert went down, I think they just sucked it up and said, let's go. And then defensively, I thought, after they got to 7, really after the second half, they only got 2 in the second half. We were outstanding. We set the tempo. That's what we talked about. We want to dictate tempo and dictate pace of the game, especially on defense. And I thought we really did that in the second half, and we were good. And Frankie was excellent too.
I was going to ask you about Frank. How big was it? How he was able to be so solid for you guys in that little quarter?
Huge. For 2 games now, he's been awesome. Today was different because we started playing better in front of him. 2 weeks ago in Albany, we were not good in overtime on offense, and he saved our butts a couple times, and then boom, we got a goal and it was game over. Today was a little bit different. I thought we were better on offense in overtime than they were, and we had the better looks, the better chances. Their goalie was awesome all night, I thought. So, you don't see a lot of under 10 games in our league, but at the same time, I thought it was a great lacrosse game, especially when you come out on top.
Heading into this season, there's a lot of talk about building a winning culture on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Starting the season now 2-0, what does that do for that culture?
It really does, and it could very easily be the other way, but it's not, and that's the key. And especially how we won. I think how we won both of those games, and how we, even the last game, which we kind of blew a late lead, but we still managed to. Our attitude is what's next, and that's the way we want to play, and that's the way we want our guys to present themselves, is what's next. And I thought we did a good job of that tonight, because we could have easily gone the other way. Let's be honest, that team's been our kryptonite now for a couple of years. We have not played well against them, and a year ago the game turned into a blowout, both in Halifax and at home. So, and it could have gone that way, but our guys we just stuck with it, and you could kind of see as the game went on, we didn't have a lot of shots on goal at halftime. I think we had 16, and then boom, by the end of it, I think we had more shots on goal than them. So you can see the momentum change, and I think a lot of it was our fitness level. The guys have taken care of that, and again, playing that half where we weren't great, but then starting to execute better after having a week off. This year, fortunately, we don't have as many buys as we've had the last few years. So, but we do have them, but we just have to deal with them better.
Just curious on your thoughts on Levi Anderson, too. Gets his first NLL goal and really at a crucial time, too.
You know what? That's just an athlete being an athlete. And he again, he's another guy who struggled for a lot of the game. He's still learning the offense, but athlete, made a play, and he beat a really good defender underneath and made a great finish, and that's what you're going to get from him. And once he learns the structure of our system, he's just going to be dynamic, and he's he's a heck of a player, and he made a play, and it was a very important part of the game, or time of the game.
Do you have an update on Robert Church?
He's got I can tell, I mean, he's got a high ankle sprain, so high ankle sprains can be tough, but we'll get a better assessment this week, and we'll see what happens. Usually it takes a bit of time, and he's probably doubtful for next week, but we'll get a better feel for that once he gets an X-ray. But that's the assessment we have so far.
Now, you don't get it by 2
Mhm.
weeks in a row here.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go. Let's keep playing. Like, we're on the road next week. We've got a pretty good road trip planned. We'll get all the guys from out west in Thursday night, and bus down to Rochester, practice down there for Friday night, and then we'll be ready to go.
What did you see from a guy like Jake Naso, who tonight was up against Jake Withers, a
Mhm.
veteran there at the face-off dot? What did you like from him?
Withers is the best in the league. He's savvy. He's smart. Very, very good lacrosse player, and Jake did a great job. I'm not sure what the numbers were, but I'm pretty sure they were close to even, and that's been a part of the issue in the past when we play a team like that. We tend to get into an up and down sort of undisciplined style of play, and with turnovers and transition chances, and then if you don't score on them, they go down, score, then they get the ball back. Well, tonight we changed that a little bit because of him, and he's just a great kid. He gets it. He knows his job. He's good at it. Again, he did a good job against the best guy in the business, and he's going to get better too. Like, we don't really play him on a lot of defense, but he's going to learn that part of it because he's got good skills. He's a good athlete, but just really, really nice to have a kid like that. All right, thanks, guys.